Hi, this is Kripa Anand, and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast, where we explore the strategies and expertise that empower Canadian businesses to achieve sustainable and significant growth. Today, we are focusing on the key elements that drive business expansion, including leadership alignment, effective sales and marketing, and strategic market diversification. Now, recent trends highlight the importance of a holistic approach to growth, where all aspects of a business align together to achieve long term success. This discussion will provide valuable insights for business owners and leaders looking to overcome growth challenges and unlock their full potential. Joining us today is Gord Smith, CEO and Managing Director of Alta Consulting, a boutique management consulting firm specializing in helping technology and professional service companies overcome growth challenges. So, firstly, God, welcome to the podcast. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Yeah, my pleasure as well. I'm looking forward to having a discussion about that topic.
Amazing. Now, God, as businesses grow, they often go through distinct phases, right? Each presenting unique opportunities and challenges. Now, based on your experience working with numerous companies, what are some of the typical growth patterns that businesses tend to follow as they evolve and scale? And yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so companies typically go through growth spurts and then
Mhm.
plateaus. That's sort of the pattern. There
Right.
was a really interesting study, in North American privately held companies, and of all the 28 million privately held companies in North America, only 4% of them made it over a million. Only
Wow.
4% of that made it over 10 million,
Hmm.
and only 15,000 made it over like 50 million in revenue. So they go through these plateaus, and what happens is they have a constraint or a barrier to their
Hmm.
growth, and they tend to be kind of three areas. The first is leadership,
Right.
right? So the company's founded, it grows, it's centered around the founder, and the founder becomes the center of everything, and they're not able to create leadership around them to offload work.
Yeah.
They become very the business becomes very dependent on them, and they're unable to kind of remove that constraint or that barrier. So that's one. The second one is marketing and sales. So
Hmm.
it's not easy to start a business, but it's the fastest way to grow is to sell referrals, people
Right.
into your existing network. Eventually, that runs out,
Hmm.
right? And so you need a commercial sales and marketing engine, which is very difficult to build, right? So
Yes.
you need a sales team, you need marketing that works, you need new client acquisition. And so companies stall out in that area and then they plateau.
Hmm.
And the final would be, and I should say about marketing a couple things. One is, uh, often, not getting enough new client acquisition is one. Being too dependent on one client for most of your
Hmm.
revenue is another. And the
Hmm.
third is being too dependent on a market. And that's what we're seeing in Canada right now, is many businesses have grown up 100% dependent on the US market, right?
Yeah.
And they haven't taken the time to diversify into other markets. So now that we have a disruption, it's
Yes.
causing a lot of anxiety. So that's a marketing and sales issue. And then finally, scalable systems and processes. So the processes and the software and the technology you use needs to match your size, and it often doesn't. Right. So
Mhm.
you need to look at your processes, look at your systems. We're seeing kind of a very low adoption rate of generative AI in Canada, amongst the lowest in the world. And
And
that's a
why do you think that is?
I think it's because Canadians are conservative and they
Yeah.
tend to be laggards in technology adoption, right? So there's
Right.
something right in front of them that could help
Hmm.
them kind of improve productivity, use less labor, or make your labor
Yeah.
more productive, and create scalable systems and processes. So those are the big three.
All right. So, firstly, thank you for educating us about them. Also, if all the listeners who are listening to this right now, how do they, understand these and anticipate these patterns beforehand, and how do they, escape so that they don't have to go through this?
Yeah. So I think you know the easiest way to identify the patterns
Hmm.
is to make sure that your business is data driven, right? So every functional area, every function, every employee has KPIs that you're measuring. They're part of your meetings. You're
Right.
communicating them throughout the week, and the data will start to tell you.
Right.
Right. So
Data
for example,
speaks louder than words.
it will louder than words, right? And so that's often a hard thing for companies to do, is to be data driven like that. So for example, if you're if you have historically had, you know, a $2 million pipeline in sales and marketing, and you start to grow, and that pipeline is sufficient for sustaining a $3 million business. Well, that pipeline has to grow,
right,
in order to get past that barrier. And then, okay, well, what strategies do you need to undertake in order to have that growth, in order to grow your pipeline? So the indicators, or the flashing red lights, are in your data and your KPIs.
Amazing. That's a very insightful overview. I think recognizing these stages can help businesses proactively address the challenges that come with each phase of growth. And before we go any further, here's a special message for all of our listeners, especially for all the business leaders out there. If you're looking to break through growth plateaus and achieve your company's full potential, remember, understanding typical growth patterns and proactively addressing them are the key to growth. But let's get back to our conversation with Gord and explore essential skills for founders. Now, Gord, developing a diverse set of skills is essential for leading effectively through challenges. In your expertise, what are the most crucial skills that founders and early stage leaders need to develop to effectively guide their companies through periods of growth and turmoils?
Yeah, so there's a few that come top of mind. Probably the one that I see most underdeveloped is the skill of delegation. Right. So there's a pattern of kind of, it's easier for me just to do it myself.
Right.
And and delegation is actually takes longer and is harder, but that's one of the ways to develop people. So under delegation is kind of a critical skill. I would say discipline, like being disciplined about how you run your company. That gets to the KPIs that I talked about. Being kind of very focused on running a data-driven company and using those metrics to kind of develop your company. One that I'm seeing increasingly is work-life balance. I have very few CEOs that are not complaining to me about their work-life balance. And so it's somewhat related to delegation. It's somewhat related to discipline, but you have to be in a healthy place to run a healthy company.
Wow,
right?
that's
so I'm seeing a lot of people challenged with that. I think accountability, like how to hold people accountable, right? They're often, like, I go in and I see that, like, the meetings are weak. There's not a lot of outcome. There's not a lot of follow up. Who is going to do what when? There's not a lot of focus on execution. And that lack of accountability, creates issues around trust, right? And then finally, I think a really good leaders who want to grow need to be really good at coaching. They need to coach their team. They don't need to tell their team what to do. They need to coach their team what they need to do, so that they get some buy-in, and that also helps create leadership underneath them. So those are kind of half a dozen things that I've seen that really get in the way of growing because of a skill deficiency at the founder level.
Wow, that's a very insightful list of skills. It also highlights the importance of, a well-rounded leadership approach that you correctly mentioned, that encompasses both strategic thinking and also the interpersonal abilities that one has. Now, building on the key skills that, founders need, let's look at how Alta Consulting helps companies align their core functions to address the challenge of growth and drive sustainable success. Now, navigating growth challenges requires a multifaceted approach, right, that aligns all aspects of a business. How exactly does Alta Consulting specifically assist technology and professional service companies in navigating the challenges of growth, aligning their leadership, sales, marketing, and all the operations that goes with them?
Yeah, so let's start with this. Like, I'll go barrier by barrier. So leadership, right? So we help founders by coaching them and their leadership teams on key elements of a growing company, which are strategy, execution, people, and cash, and how to make really good decisions in those areas. We bring a bunch of tools that help organizations make great decisions. We also bring tools that help develop people underneath the founder, so they start to create a leadership team. So they know, if they have a winning strategy, they have like a focus on their people, so they have a high concentration of A players and a really good plan to develop the rest of the team. Their execution discipline is really high. So, their meetings are good. They're using data. They have a rhythm. They have a cadence. They have really good at setting a small set of priorities. And they're very thoughtful about cash and generating as much cash in the business so that they can sustain their growth, because growth sucks cash. Right. And so you need to be really good at that. So that's kind of the leadership side. On the sales and marketing side, there's a few things that we do. We're very good at building a B2B sales engine. So selecting the right people, helping an organization select the right people, train them, establish the sales process, make sure that they have good information around value propositions, et cetera. So that launch, often we're talking to clients that have 10 or less employees. Sometimes they're hiring their first salesperson, right? And we help them through that transition so that they hit the ground running. So you're not spinning through, 2 or 3 salespeople, which is very expensive, right? First one didn't work because we hired the wrong person. Second one didn't work because we didn't have any assets to support them. Third one didn't work, et cetera, et cetera. We also help with marketing. So, creating a marketing engine, and, website, inbound, thought leadership, all those kinds of things that attract clients to you because you have content and knowledge that's very visible in the market. And I would say the final area would be scalable systems and processes. And in there, we're really helping companies. Our focus is on Gen AI, is helping them get value and improve productivity so they get more out of their existing people through the use of generative AI. One thing we've recently been working on is a market diversification program for Canadian companies. So help them either enter another province because the barriers are coming down, or have them enter another market like Mexico, like UK, like Australia. And we've been able to identify a bunch of grants that companies can use to help do market diversification. We help with the marketing plan and the marketing research and some of the training to help Canadian companies diversify their revenue.
Amazing. That sounds like a very integrated and hands-on approach, becoming a true partner in the client's growth journey. So again, kudos to you for achieving that. Now, if I were to give you a time machine right now and say you were to travel 15 years into the future, how exactly would you envision Alta Consulting's future in 1 or 2 sentences?
Yeah, so I've thought about that a lot. I think that a firm like mine, a boutique management consulting firm, will have a few really strong, grounded kind of project managers and like experts, and they'll be surrounded by AI agents. Right. So it'll be like the consulting space is very much a laborious space and has a huge opportunity for, delivery that's done by, obviously done by people, but heavily supported by AI agents. That's what I think will look like in 15 years.
No, you painted quite the picture.
We'll probably have 3 times the revenue and half the staff.
Of course. And we wish you all the best in achieving that. Now, you also recently launched the Market Diversification Accelerator Program, right? Can you go ahead and tell us more about this program? How exactly does it help professional services and technology firms enter new markets with speed and confidence?
Yeah, so we go through, it's a training and consulting program. So we go through a sequence of modules and workshops that take the company from, identifying, their core customer in that market, what's the size of the market, what's the value proposition would resonate with that market, what's the best channel in order to reach that market. Like, should you go e-commerce? Should you have your own sales reps? Should you have an independent sales reps? And actually the creation of the infrastructure for that market, right? So, logistics, office, supply chain people, those types of things. And then finally the measurement. How do you measure success? How will you know if you're being successful? So we've spent quite a bit of time working over the years working with something called the CanX program, which is a federal grant for entering new markets. We've taken those skills and are applying it to market diversification for Canadian companies wanting to go abroad, right? So there's often a need for like outsourced or fractional services to help to do that in the sales and marketing area, and we provide those as well.
Wow, that sounds like a very strategic and timely program, especially in today's interconnected global economy. Before we let you go, Gord, if there's any one piece of final advice that you have for our listeners, something that you want them to remember about this entire discussion today, what would it be and why?
I think that the very best founders that I've worked with are the ones that are continuous learners, kind of want to change, right, and are open to all ideas, right? So I would encourage people to kind of to listen and to come to ideas about their business with an open mind, and because the world is changing so fast right now, but it's the greatest period of change I've ever seen, and I've been through a lot, like the internet and client server computing, AI. So what was will not be. So have an open mind.
Amazing, Gord. That's invaluable advice, and thank you so much for sharing your expertise and insights with us. Your practical knowledge and experience in guiding companies through growth challenges, they're truly valuable for our listeners, and we really appreciate you taking the time to join us. So thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right, that was an insightful conversation with Gord Smith, CEO and Managing Director of Alta Consulting, on the key elements of business growth, overcoming common barriers, and the essential skills for founders. Alta Consulting provides valuable guidance for technology and professional service companies looking to achieve sustainable long-term success. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. We appreciate your continued support. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. Also, don't forget to visit our website, CanadianSME.ca. And lastly, a very special thank you to our podcast partners, RBC, UPS, A1 Global College, and Google for their ongoing commitment to empowering SMEs. Until next time, keep innovating and striving for success, and we'll see you in the next episode. Kripa Anand signing off.